Welcome to Wednesdays in the Hub and our chat today on recipe tips and tips for celebrating holidays during COVID. First, I want to wish all veterans a happy Veterans Day and also a happy Veterans Day to all the families who have survived your time away and your tours of duty and serving our country. So we thank you. Holiday season is approaching and many of us are looking at recipes that we used to make, and we're questioning whether they're so wise now as our bodies change, as we age, and our dietary needs are different, and the amount of time that we want to spend on making a recipe changes, and the amount of money we want to spend on the ingredients that are necessary in a lot of the holiday fare. There are a couple of things that I know that I've done in converting recipes. I use applesauce instead of oil in some appropriate recipes. I use lemon juice in place of vinegar because of an acidic situation. I use yogurt for mayonnaise in recipes or sour cream. So the yogurt is a healthier alternative. The dairy-free milk for the regular milk, the normal stuff, and then like the pinoli nuts, which are very expensive, I've found an alternative, and that's I buy the cashew pieces, which are a lot less expensive, and I roast them until you can smell the flavor. It's about 10 minutes of roast time in an oven, and they make a great alternative for the pinoli nuts. Another alternative that I've learned that's been shared with me was a riced cauliflower and the use as a base for cream sauces. So whereas you used to be able to make the sauce for pasta with cream, you can now actually cook that riced cauliflower down to a soft substance and then blend it, and you can actually use it as the base for your cream sauce. And it's a delicious, because it has no flavor, it takes on all of the flavors that you would ordinarily put in there are in there. And so we've been enjoying that tremendously. And my other great vegetable addition is in place of noodles in the pasta, because of the wheat intolerance for me, are zucchini noodles. And I love them. They're called zoodles, and I have zoodles of fun with them. What we'd like to ask you, those of you, now some people sent in some recipes, and we'd like you to send in recipes that you would like to have a dietitian look at before the holidays, and we'll have them come up with constructive alternatives for how you can change that. I know some of our family members also just are looking for healthier foods than the ones that we used to serve. I know some of our family are younger, our millennials and all, look at what we used to eat and say, can we do better than that? So we will certainly have somebody look at those and get those back to you in time for the approaching holidays. In the meantime, we're going to go back to our COVID-19, going forward with COVID-19. Those of you who joined us for our last episode on Wednesday, we had 9 seniors who were interviewed on different topics. And one of the questions that we asked them was, what can you suggest? What suggestions do you have for the holidays during COVID? And we're going to play this clip for you of the responses from our 9 seniors here in Bergen County.
My thoughts are, listen to the scientists, be wise, definitely wear a mask, no matter what. Protect yourself and your loved ones, congregation, protect, be wise, keep the celebration small. I mean, we go to football games in the middle of December. Maybe you want to have your celebrations outside in the middle of December.
Easter, I think what we did was we called the kids on FaceTime. Oh. And we spent some time with them on FaceTime. And you have to understand, this is a pandemic, so things are going to have to be done that you've never done before. We missed Easter, would be the holidays. We missed a couple of birthdays. My grandson's birthday, Colin, never saw him. What we did was my son-in-law set up I think you might have seen it, where all his friends we get in cars and we drive by the house and blow the horn and wave at them.
I think it's so important to keep traditions going, even though they can't maybe necessarily be the same, probably just be my immediate family. And that would be, beautiful. But our Christmas Eve will happen. And, just so that the kids are aware of the importance of family tradition and the history, to talk about my parents and my husband and how important he was in their lives.
I think we'll be doing Thanksgiving based on the fact that I would have to be with young kids going to school.
I imagine I'll have Christmas here with my immediate family. And then I don't know about Thanksgiving. Maybe we'll have it at my daughter's. But certainly the extended family will not be getting together.
Absolutely mandatory to say we want to see you, but I mean, I don't think that, especially if these kids are going back into school and everything else, I don't think grandparents should be seeing their grandchildren in person this year. And I think that's just the way it is. I think that they can do Zoom dinners together. They can open presents together, a Passover dinner kind of thing where people are all in their own homes, but they are all connecting with each other. These are warm and tender times, bringing together people that don't necessarily see each other anyway because they can't travel from California or whatever. So, but again, you have to look at what the gifts are of this tragedy. And if the gift is you're going to have more people from the family all together at Christmas because they don't have to travel and they don't have to,
Yes.
risk their lives. They don't have to go on icy snowstorms in Minnesota, but they can all share time together. They'll remember this. I mean, hey, we were hunkered down in World War II. We can hunker down, folks.
Thanks. So yeah, hunkering down and doing things a little different. There are some families that will get together. So we have someone who has given us some tips, a dietitian, actually, one of the dietitians who would be looking at your recipes, who gives us some tips about how, if we are going to gather, as Stephanie said, we could have the alternative of being outside, or if we do get together in our homes, it gives us some ideas of how that might be a safe alternative during this COVID season. So
it doesn't take an expert to know that holiday celebrations are going to be a little bit different this year. While some guests may choose to celebrate virtually, others are going to celebrate in person. Some countries have gone as far as advising people to keep celebrations in groups of 6 or less. As a registered dietitian, I've overseen the safe service of thousands of meals. One thing I can tell you to always consider is the space of the event. Anybody who's lived in Jersey long enough knows it could be 70 one day and snowing the next. I'm not telling you to go outside and build an igloo, but if you tailgate in this weather, consider celebrating the holiday outside. If the weather's not cooperating, you could open a few windows to get some fresh air into an otherwise cramped space. Just make sure to let guests know either way so they can prepare with an extra layer. Spread out as much as possible. Consider indoor and outdoor seating or seating in different rooms. One thing to consider is the stoplight method at an entry point. Red means stay away and I really don't want to have too much conversation. Yellow means we can definitely chit-chat, but we should keep our distance. And green means treat me as you would if COVID wasn't around. If you're the one preparing the food, make sure to wear a mask and gloves the whole time you're preparing, and possibly designate a server for beverages and food during the event. A table full of guests talking over food and reaching into a bowl to scoop out their portion is a great way to spread germs and possibly the virus. As a registered dietitian, I've always said that food is more than just nutrition. It's a tool that brings us together and allows us to have shared experiences and really helps to form a sense of community. COVID's having a dramatic effect on our communities and really creating a lot of hardship. And those are times when people want to come together and they physically can't. I think it's very important to reach out to individuals that you may have not spoken to in a while or who maybe don't necessarily have the support structure in place, and just check up on them, make sure they're doing well, and seeing if there's any way you could help.
thanks, John. And we look forward to your contributions to our holiday recipes that might come from our viewers. With So that basically is our chat for today. We hope that you have found it valuable. At the end of this chat, you will see a listing for a CDC site that has some very helpful hints overall about congregating and holiday celebrations and different, even traveling together and different tips. So please look for that site, and also check our website, because we will continue to have updates on and different suggestions for you. So northjerseyvillages.org is a good website to check out. And we look forward to the holiday season. And in December, we will have an opportunity for you to share your holiday traditions with all of us. Thank you, and have a great day. Welcome to Wednesdays in the Hub, and do you believe that? He's now right by my front door, which is on the other side of me. So let's wait till he's done up front and then record this.